Hey everyone, this is the Mana Source, my name is Wedge, and welcome to week 2 of Gathering Magic's spoiler review series. I'll be talking about some of the coolest cards spoiled this week. Let's get right into it. We'll start things off with Aegis of the Gods. 2 mana for a 2/1 enchantment creature human soldier. You have hexproof. This isn't the first time we've seen a really interesting ability like this. True Believer, Leyline of Sanctity, there are plenty to choose from. In Standard, its main use will be against burn decks. While he is outrageously fragile, he'll do his job. You're forcing your opponent to waste a Magma Jet or Lightning Strike on this instead of your hero of Iroas. What I'm getting at is they have to do something about it pretty much immediately, and that's always what you want to be doing to your opponent. Next up, we have Banishing Light, easily one of my favorite cards in the set. 3 mana for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. So let's be straight with each other. This is an enchantment version of Banisher Priest and a less broken alternative to Oblivion Ring. Sure, you can't do the cutesy trick where you remove the O-ring before the come into play effect resolves, but who cares? Banishing Light is going to be nuts in Standard. Detention Sphere rotates in less than half a year. That time will go really fast. Banishing Light makes me feel a tiny bit better about that. Deicide is 2 mana for an instant. Exile target enchantment. If the exiled card is a god card, search its controller's graveyard, hand, high school gym locker, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. Boom! Hey, Thassa. Hey, you're so dead! Mono Blue Devotion is taking a huge hit with Deicide in the format. Most other Devotion decks are either not using their respective gods, or they're using them to support their creature packages. Thassa works great all by herself. That's what makes her so dangerous. She isn't relying on anything to be useful. Looking at you, Phoenix! Scry 1 every turn is pretty great. I would have been completely fine with an instant speed revoke existence. I'm easy to please, but this is just insane. You're talking about eliminating a god from the game, all copies of it, and being able to see your opponent's hand and library for 2 mana. The value is just ungodly. Also, for those of you that like the story, check out that art. Then read the flavor text. Let's all take that in together. Yeah, it's awesome. Moving right along, we have Battlefield Thaumaturge. 1 colorless and 1 blue for a 2/1 human wizard. Each instant and sorcery spell you cast costs 1 less to cast for each creature it targets. Right, it has another ability. I forgot. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, it gains hexproof until end of turn. Okay, so a heroic trigger for hexproof. Awesome, great, whatever. Anyways, this first ability. Wow, let's break this down. Obviously meant for Strive, there's a clear synergy there. Cards like Launch the Fleet become stupidly cheap. For those of you not paying attention, with the Thaumaturge in play, it's 1 white mana to use Launch the Fleet on all your creatures. Total. You clearly aren't taking this seriously. Thaumaturge, Launch the Fleet, Breemiz, Spear of Heliod. We good? Let's say you want to have a little more fun with your cheeky household Thaumaturge. Curse of the Swine makes everything pigs. Seriously, go for it. 2 blue mana, the entire battlefield is just littered with uncooked bacon. Lightning Strike is Lightning Bolt against creatures, Mizzium Mortars is Flame Slash, but with Overload. Sea God's Revenge costs 3 mana to unsummon 3 creatures and scry 1. I've got more. Dauntless Onslaught is a single white mana. Doomblade and Ultimate Price are now both 1 black. My point is that this guy is a lot stronger than people give him credit for. I have no idea whether or not he'll see competitive play, but you can be sure you'll see people going nuts trying to make it work. Don't say I didn't warn you. Master of the Feast is 1 colorless and 2 black for a 5/5 enchantment creature demon with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. Huge demons with drawbacks have been a thing since Arabian Nights. The concept is nothing new. Let's focus on where this would see play. Since you're giving the opponent cards, you don't want this going too long. Plus, a 3 mana 5/5 flyer practically begs to be in an aggressive strategy. Something like black-red aggro, maybe a black-white aggro deck with some sweet auras. The point is that you need to kill fast. One nice upside is that they get a card on your upkeep, which means a couple of things. First, they don't get any immediate benefit from it coming into play. Second, when they do draw a card, if it isn't an instant speed spell, you don't care about it because you're playing aggro. Don't play this guy in a control or even mid-range deck. It's obviously meant to be a curve topper in some insanely fast strategy with Rakdos Cacklers or anything else of equal cuteness. Also, for all you Commander players, I think you just found a new staple for your Nekasar decks. Yeah, it's pretty good. Next, we have Bearer of the Heavens, 8 mana for a 10/10 giant. Whenever it dies, destroy all permanents at the beginning of the next end step. This card is hysterical. With all the self-mill and reanimate effects running around right now, you can easily set this thing off. Rescue from the Underworld and Boros Charm are the first cards that come to mind. While I think this card is meant for Commander, I can't resist trying to find a way to make this work in Standard. Even if you bring it back for a turn with Whip of Erebos, that's a 10/10 creature with lifelink. It's dirty. This next card will be in red sideboards everywhere. Fawn of Ire, just kidding. Harnessed by Force is 1 colorless and 2 red for a sorcery with Strive, costing 3 more to cast for each target beyond the first. Gain control of any number of target creatures until end of turn and untap them. They gain haste until end of turn. Act of Treason, Mark of Mutiny, Portent of Betrayal. There's a long history of single turn takeover effects. Harnessed by Force is the standard 3 mana sorcery, but Strive makes it awesome. Late game and limited, this is a huge bomb. It's a great sink for your mana and can create a blowout out of nowhere. For that reason alone, red-based strategies will probably start siding this in over Act of Treason. Sure, it's 1 more red mana, but it's a red deck. They don't care. They just want to burn everything to the ground. Fleet Feather Cockatrice is 3 colorless, 1 green and 1 blue for a 3/3 flash flying Death Touch bird with Monstrosity 3 for 7 mana. First things first, bomb in limited, like the biggest bomb. It flies, it has Death Touch, you can play it whenever you want. It has everything you want in a flyer except late game durability. Oh wait, never mind. It's no secret that evasion in limited formats is good. It always has been and always will be. This guy has it. Kills pretty much anything else that has it and does it whenever you want. The power of Flash shouldn't be underestimated. Lastly, that art though, right? That is going to look amazing in foil. I gotta get some. The last card we're going to look at today is Pharika, God of Affliction. 1 colorless, 1 black, and 1 green for a 5/5 indestructible legendary enchantment creature god. You can pay 1 black and 1 green to exile target creature card from a graveyard. Its owner puts a 1/1 black and green snake enchantment creature token with Death Touch onto the battlefield. I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this, but this is not what I was expecting from Pharika. However, her activated ability is really interesting, so we're going to take a closer look. First off, 3 mana is just the best thing ever. She's really aggressive, and that's what black-green players wanted. Being able to utilize your graveyard to create Death Touch snakes all the time seems like something Golgari players want to be doing. Not to mention Constellation is a thing and all these snakes are enchantments. Definitely some points in Pharika's favor. I do, however, have some problems. First, if you exile a creature in an opponent's graveyard, they get the snake. That stings a bit. Honestly, I think we're all just super spoiled from Scavenging Ooze. The main worry I have is that she goes against what seems to be the prevailing black-green deck right now. You have Nemesis Immortal, Shadowborn Demon, Night Howler, even Gerard, Golgari Lichlord, who all need creatures in graveyards to be relevant. Don't get me wrong, I get the new plan with Pharika. She's meant to synergize with a bunch of Constellation triggers and try to overwhelm your opponent. While doing this, however, her ability does cost 2 each time you use it, and you need a lot of dredge to fill your graveyard. Sure, you have the pieces in Satyr Wayfinder, Grizzly Salvage, and Commune with the Gods, but those all cost mana too. Your opponent isn't going to sit there waiting for you to assemble this board state you need. Pharika is a weird combination of aggressively costed, synergy-oriented, and mana-intensive. The card's just weird. Okay, this is where I end up with Pharika. There's no place for her in the existing green-black dredge deck. She needs a new build. You have to make it fast because exiling your creatures over and over again is only going to work for so long. Pack in as many 1 and 2 cost creatures as you possibly can. Maybe some Herald of Torment, some Constellation cards, and a Dream. I don't know what to do, but I believe in you. I really want to hear from you guys about what your opinions are regarding Pharika. How do you think she'll play in the existing standard format? Do you think she's strong enough to build a deck around? Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to subscribe for all the Journey into Nyx spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source for Gathering Magic Spoiler Review Series. I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.